What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I know I've been away from my channel for a long time, but I decided to come back and do my entire Blu-ray collection video because these are my favorite types of videos to not only do but watch on YouTube. And you know, everyone's collection, everyone's is always changing. Things are being taken away, being added, and everything. And I've collected a few movies, not a whole lot over the past year, but enough to warrant another collection video. Like I said, I love doing these. So this is going to be my collection video at the start of 2019, even though it's not 2019 yet. It's just a few days beforehand, but I decided to do it now. So before we get started, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everyone who's watching, especially those watching who have been subscribed to my channel for a long time and who I haven't talked to in a long time because I haven't been on YouTube in a while. So, but anyway, let's get started. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to try to push through it as fast as I can. If I might stop here and there and make a comment on a video or so, but I'm going to just try to do the whole collection and get it done. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. And the next video I'm going to be doing is DVDs, because I have quite a few DVDs, even though I'm upgrading a lot of things to Blu-ray over the past few years. I still have a lot of DVDs left, so that'll be in another video. But for now, let's get started with the entire Blu-ray collection video. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so first up, like always, I still have my Blu-rays in alphabetical order, so we're just going to go through alphabetical order. First up is 3:10 to Yuma. 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was my favorite movie of 2016. 10 Things I Hate About You. 12 Angry Men. This is the Criterion collection. Very good movie. The 40-Year-Old Virgin, unrated. One of my favorite comedy movies that's really funny. 50 First Dates. 500 Days of Summer. 1408. The Adjustment Bureau. Adventureland. This is a really cool movie, and this was also filmed here where I live. And the amusement park is not too far away either, so that's kind of a cool movie. And it's just a good movie in general. Airplane, very funny comedy. Air Force One, it's kind of like Die Hard on an airplane, only with Harrison Ford. It's a great movie. Aliens. Almost Famous. This is the bootleg cut, Cameron Crowe's director's cut. American Beauty. It's a really good movie. American Gangster, kind of Ridley Scott's, one of his more overlooked movies. Excuse me. American History X. American Hustle. This is the American Pie, unrated 4-movie collection. Comes with the first 4. That's American Pie, American Pie 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion. American Psycho, another one of my favorite movies. It's so hilarious and quotable, and that's a movie I actually didn't like the first time I watched it. And then there were none. This is actually a new Blu-ray I just got today. I ordered it a few days ago. This is the BBC miniseries that came out, I think 3 years ago. My friend told me to watch it, and I rented it from the library like he did. And it's great. It's absolutely the best version of And Then There Were None. It's also one of my favorite books I ever read in high school, or actually it was before high school, but this is the best, I think, movie version you can get. It's a 3-part miniseries. It's 3 hours long, but really great. Really glad to own that. Anaconda. That's one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. I watched it all the time growing up. It's a lot of fun. Okay, guys, sorry about my camera. If it looks orange, for some reason it blurred, and I had to restart the camera, and it's now like kind of has like an orange tint. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but anyway, let's keep moving forward. We got Atomic Blonde. A lot of people didn't like this movie. I liked it a lot. Parts of it could have been better, but I think the action and the characters made up for it. The plot is a little messy, though, but Charlize Theron kicks ass. She's my favorite actress, and you got James McAvoy and Sophia Boutella in it. Very enjoyable movie to me. Apollo 13. Avengers Age of Ultron. I don't have the first Avengers because I actually didn't like it that much. I've watched it a few times, Just couldn't get into it, but I do like Avengers Age of Ultron a lot, so that's why I own that one. The Aviator, one of Martin Scorsese's overlooked movies. Leonardo DiCaprio is incredible. This is one of the movies he probably should have won an Oscar for, but also Kate Blanchett and Kate Beckinsale are in this too, along with a bunch of other big well-named actors. But that's a great biopic. Awakening's a really great movie. Baby Driver. This was I think my favorite movie of last year. I think this came out last year. I can't remember. I think it was last year. But yeah, this and another one coming up, I'd say, are my favorite movies of that year. But Baby Driver was great. Back to the Future 30th anniversary trilogy box set. That's from Best Buy. Backdraft. Bad Teacher. Bad Words, another underrated movie. I love Jason Bateman, and this movie's hilarious. Okay, we have the Band of Brothers miniseries. Basic Instinct. Batman. Batman Returns. Batman Begins, which is, of course, the start of Christopher Nolan's trilogy. The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Beetlejuice. Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, an underrated thriller. Excellent movie with amazing performances. And speaking of another great trilogy, the Before trilogy, this is the Criterion. Contains all three movies. All three are incredible. They're just out of this world for this type of movie. I'd say Before Sunset is my favorite of the three. Okay, next up we have the Belko Experiment. I love this movie. I've watched this so many times. It's so entertaining to me, and I just love the concept. This came out 2017, so this was either my number 1 or 2 of 2017, but they set it up for a sequel, which I really hope they do, because I'm really looking forward to that. Big. The Big Sick. This is, along with the Belko Experiment, my favorite movie of 2017. Loved this movie. Big Trouble in Little China. I've owned it. I still haven't seen it yet. The Birds. Black Swan. Another really good movie, but really bizarre and fucked up. The Blade trilogy. It comes with Blade, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity. The Blind Side. Good movie with really good performance by Sandra Bullock. Blood Diamond. Leonardo DiCaprio is a badass in that movie. And Bone Tomahawk, a great horror western with Kurt Russell. Awesome. Okay, continuing on with the next shelf, we have Boogie Nights. The Bourne trilogy. This is out of order. The Bourne Identity, The Bourne Supremacy, and The Bourne Ultimatum. That's a really great trilogy. I like all three movies. I never saw the one with Jeremy Renner in it, and I didn't care for Jason Bourne that much. Braveheart. The Brave One. I liked this a few years ago. I have to rewatch it to see if I still like it. Breakdown, one of my favorite thrillers. The Breakfast Club 30th Anniversary Edition. That's a classic movie. Bridesmaids. A Bug's Life. Kind of a underrated Pixar movie. I'd say this is my second favorite, next to Toy Story. Bullet. Buried. Cape Fear. That's Martin Scorsese's remake. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. One of my favorite Marvel movies, and it's my favorite Captain America movie. I like it more than the first Avenger. Captain America's Civil War. Actually, this one might be my favorite if you count it just Captain America movie, but this is more like a extended Avengers movie, but whatever, you get the point. Carlito's Way. Another really great movie. This is Brian De Palma directed it with Al Pacino and Sean Penn. That's a great movie. Casablanca. Casino. This is also Martin Scorsese. This is the Steelbook. I love this Steelbook, and a really great movie with Sharon Stone giving a great performance in that. Casper. Childhood favorite. Castaway. Catch Me If You Can. Very overlooked Spielberg movie. Cellular. Centurion. This was my very first Blu-ray I ever bought, so that's kind of a special place in my collection, and also it's a really great movie. It's from the Neil Marshall, who directed The Descent. He wrote and directed this. It's kind of like a more bloodier, violent version of Gladiator. The Change Up, really funny. Child's Play. Chinatown. Here, Christine. Chronicle. Cinderella. This is the one with Lily James. This is a really good version of Cinderella, and it looks amazing on Blu-ray. Cloverfield, pretty good movie, but like I said, I like 10 Cloverfield Lane a lot better. Clue the movie, really funny. I just rewatched this last night with my friend. Collateral. Con Air. Conspiracy Theory. That's a really good movie too. Copland. Couples Retreat. Okay, let's get this pal over here. Cowboys and Aliens. Crash. I like this movie. I know it's a little preachy and a little heavy-handed, but I think it's overall it's a good storyline, and I think it has a great ensemble cast with really good performances. Crazy Heart. Crazy Stupid Love. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. David Fincher directed. Really great movie with great performances again. In that same vein, Dallas Buyers Club. Jared Leto's amazing in this movie, and so is Matthew McConaughey. Dan in Real Life. Love Steve Carell. Dark Blue. This is Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead. This is the unrated director's cut. An incredible remake. I love this movie. That's a really great remake. Deadpool. I gotta rewatch Deadpool 2 again because I'm still on the fence on how I feel about that. Death Proof. Deep Blue Sea. I think next to Jaws, this is my favorite shark movie. The Departed. Incredible movie. Yeah, it's just this is a perfect movie. Top 10 for me. And The Descent, another top 10 favorite movie of mine. Okay, moving right along with another one of my favorite thrillers. This is Devil's Advocate, the director's cut. The Devil Wears Prada. Dial M for Murder, Alfred Hitchcock. Great movie. Most of the movie takes place in the apartment. There's a few shots that they show outside, but it's mostly in one location. Die Hard. That's a classic. Live Free or Die Hard, which I think is my favorite sequel. Excuse me. The 30th anniversary of Dirty Dancing. Disturbia. Django Unchained Target exclusive Steelbook. Yeah, I love this movie. Anyone who's been following me or my channel knows Tarantino's my favorite director, so I love a lot of his movies. Well, most of them, actually. Actually, all of them. I don't mind Death Proof that much. Dodgeball. That's really funny. Donnie Brasco. Don't Breathe, which I liked. I thought it was okay in the movie theater, but I got to re-watch this because I don't know how I feel about it now. Doubt. Another great movie with great performances. Now we're into my James Bond collection. I keep all my James Bond movies together. So we have Dr. No. From Russia with Love, this really cool steelbook. Goldfinger. Thunderball, another really cool steelbook. I like this movie a lot. Gets kind of shit on, but I like it. Live Free, or Die, Live and Let Die. I'm thinking of Die Hard. The Spy Who Loved Me. License to Kill. This is the Pierce Brosnan 007 collection. It comes with GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day. Love GoldenEye. It's I'd say my second favorite, and I actually like The World Is Not Enough too. And I like Tomorrow Never Dies too. Die Another Day is Casino Royale. This is my top 10 in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's just incredible. It blew me away. Everything about it's perfect. Quantum of Solace. Yeah, it's not that great in terms of the Daniel Craig James Bonds, but I still enjoy it. I still find enjoyment in it. And I take it over pretty much all of Roger Moore's movies. Skyfall. Spectre. Could have been a lot better, but it's still not terrible. Dracula. This is the Bela Lugosi one from the original Dracula. Dread, really great movie. Drive. Duel, this is Steven Spielberg's first movie. Dumb and Dumber and The Mask, I enjoyed both of those. I think they're really funny. Eastern Promises. I think this is a movie that most crime fans should watch. The Edge. Election. Elvis, this is John Carpenter's Elvis. This was the TV movie. Enemy. Enemy at the Gates, which every time I talk about this I have to mention, or bring it up rather. It's a good movie, it's entertaining, but it has the most cringiest, awkward sex scene I've ever seen in a movie, but I just love bringing that up because it's so, like, awkward. Enemy of the State. Entrapment. Escape from New York. European Vacation. Evil Dead, the remake. I really love this one. Ex Machina. Executive Decision. Eyes Wide Shut. That's a really weird, fucked up movie. But it's, you know, it is what it is. Face Off, really entertaining, really fun. Okay, now we have the Fast and Furious movies. We have The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, which is my favorite, Fast and Furious 6, and down here we have Furious 7 and The Fate of the Furious. Okay, up next we have A Few Good Men, Firewall, The Firm. Let's get these on my lap here. First Blood. The 5-Year Engagement, which I think is overlooked. That's really funny. The Flash, the complete first season. This is the only season I've seen. I haven't seen the others. I bought this because it came with a movie coupon to see Batman versus Superman, and, you know, in hindsight, that was kind of not worth it, but I did get a free ticket to go see it, and I got this series, which is really cool, so I am intrigued to see the rest of the series. So, but this first season is really good. I think they did The Flash justice. No pun intended. Flight Plan, Focus, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, one of my favorite comedies. I actually like this more and more every time I see it. I think it's really well done. It's really good. Fracture, Frailty, The French Connection, Friends with Benefits, Fright Night, the remake with Colin Farrell. Another good, really good remake. This is From Dusk Till Dawn. This is the Canadian Steelbook. Really cool there, and there's a, you know, I think I showed this on my channel, but yeah, on the inside they have Selma Hayek, that iconic scene, her with the snake. Awesome. I like the first half of the movie more, but the second part is still really entertaining. The Frozen Ground, The Fugitive, Fury, one of the best war movies in the past few years. The Game Night, which you know, I haven't done reviews or anything on my channel in a long time, but this was my favorite movie of this year, 2018, along with another movie coming up. But my friend and I saw this. We laughed our asses off consistently the whole way through. And for a comedy to be like that funny, like every single scene, pretty much every single line, it's very rare. But this was really well written, and everyone knows I'm a big Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman fan. So seeing those two together as the leads, that was even a bigger bonus, but they really killed it in this movie. Yeah, it was just a great comedy. It's really refreshing to see a good comedy. Gangs of New York, Martin Scorsese directed. Gangster Squad. Get Smart. Ghost. This was another one my friend, I never heard of this movie, but my friend told me he really liked it. And it's really good. It's like a romance, but it's like, you know, it has some supernatural elements in it, and Of course, great performance by Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. Whoopi Goldberg is also in this. It's like a mystery movie too, but it's like sad. It's really good. That's a really good movie. The Ghost Rider, Roman Polanski directed, really good like mystery thriller. G.I. Jane, also directed by Ridley Scott. The Gift, great movie. This is another movie I didn't like when I first saw it in theaters, but after rewatching it, it dawned on me how actually well this movie really is. And Jason Bateman's dramatic performance in this movie is awesome. And of course, Joel Edgerton did a great job acting and directing in it. The Girl Next Door, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, just watched this a few weeks ago. Still really good. David Fincher really has directed it. Gone Baby Gone. Gone Girl. David Fincher again. Love this movie. Rosamund Pike is unbelievable in this movie. She was nominated for an Oscar, which at least is good, but I think she should have won because that's the best performance I think she's ever done. She's awesome in that movie. The Godfather trilogy. I do like the third one back a few years ago when I first saw it. I don't know how I'd feel now, but it's definitely not the first two. But the first one is still my personal favorite. Gone in 60 Seconds. Loved that movie when I was a kid, and I still love it today. Godzilla. That's the Matthew Broderick one. Another one I loved as a kid. Goodfellas. Good Luck Chuck. This is the unrated edition. Good Will Hunting. Goosebumps, the one with Jack Black. This one was very entertaining. A really big surprise. Haven't seen the sequel, but judging from the trailer and the reviews, I think they kind of missed the mark. But this one was really good. Gran Torino. Grand Piano. Gravity. Sandra Bullock again killing it. The Great Gatsby. This is the Target exclusive. I love that cover. They could have done a lot of things different, like the music and kind of did different things with the source material and everything. But overall, I think it's good. But it's a little bit too long, and like I said, I think they could have changed some stuff. But the performances are really good. The Green Mile and Forrest Gump. The Gray. Grosse Point Blank. Groundhog Day. And Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I think was a pretty solid sequel. Hacksaw Ridge, another great, one of the best war movies to come out in the last few years. Andrew Garfield was really great. I also liked Vince Vaughn in this movie. Hall Pass Extended Cut, I just bought this today. I have seen this movie once, but I haven't seen the extended cut, so next time I watch it, I'll watch that. But that was a pretty funny comedy. Halloween 2, and Halloween H2O. I saw the new Halloween. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I just really couldn't get into it. But that's just me. Hancock. Hang 'em High. Really great Western. The Harry Potter collection. It comes with all 8 films. I love all 8 of them. This is one of my favorite series ever. I haven't seen any of like the new spin-off of Harry Potter, the Grindelwald or whatever the hell that's called. It just doesn't seem interesting to me. But those first 8 are great. The Hateful Eight. This was my favorite movie of 2015, I think it was. And this is the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Yeah, I can't wait for Tarantino's next movie about the Manson murders and everything. I think it's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think that's coming out next year. Heat. Incredible movie. The Heat. History of Violence. Another one I think a lot of crime movie fans, of crime or, gangster movies or things like that. That's one to look into. Hitch. Hitman. This is the first one, which I think is, well, I haven't seen Agent 47, but I could pretty much guarantee that this one's a lot more better than that one. Horrible Bosses and Horrible Bosses 2. I enjoy both of them a lot. I really wish they'd make a third one. I hope they do. But for right now, if it's just those two, I'd be happy with that. Hot Tub Time Machine. Hostel and Hostel Part 2. Part 3 is like really bad. How Do You Know? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. House of Wax, the original with Vincent Price. If you like really good horror movies, check this one out if you haven't seen it. Not that shitty remake with Paris Hilton. I remember I saw the remake of that in theaters, and the best part is when Paris Hilton gets killed. It's like one of the best death scenes and I've ever seen in a movie. It's so entertaining. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is the two-movie collection. The first one I love. I never saw the second one. The Hunger Games. And The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which is my personal favorite of the series. I just rewatched those a few weeks ago. Still like them. Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, I didn't really care for. The Incredible Hulk. Identity. The Ides of March. The Illusionist. It's different than The Prestige. I think The Prestige and this are like pretty much neck and neck. This is more like a murder mystery investigation movie type with a little bit of romance and of course the magic sewn in there with Paul Giamatti and Jessica Biel and Edward Norton as the main character. That's a really good one. I Love You, Beth Cooper. I Love You, Man. That was really funny from what I remember. I have to rewatch that one. The Imitation Game. Inception. The Incredibles. I haven't seen the second one. I really want to. Hopefully I can rent it sometime soon and watch it because I love the first one. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is my favorite. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I don't completely hate. There are some things I would have done differently, but I still find enjoyment out of it. And I really like Cate Blanchett as the villain. This is Inglourious Basterds. This is the Canadian Steelbook. This is really awesome. It's engraved there, and then on the back you have that really great image. Another great Tarantino movie. Then there's artwork on the disc, and you know, Brad Pitt over there, and it's so awesome. Really great movie, in my opinion. Then we have Ingrid Goes West. And Insomnia, which I think is a really underappreciated Christopher Nolan movie. I love it. I think it's great. With Robin Williams giving a really great performance, as is Al Pacino, and Hilary Swank's also really good in it too. The Intern. Interview with the Vampire. This is Iron Maiden en Vivo. This is a live concert DVD from. This was filmed during the Final Frontier tour in 2010. Love Iron Maiden. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I like this a little bit more than the first one, but I do like both of them. It. The Italian Job. Iron Man. I just bought this edition today. This is my favorite character. I think it's probably my favorite MCU movie, just because I remember seeing it in theaters back in the day, and as soon as the opening credits started and AC/DC kicked in and everything, I knew I was going to love it. But yeah, big Iron Man fan. Iron Man 2, which I enjoy. And on a side note, but equally as important, I think Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow looked the hottest she ever has in this movie. I just love her in that movie. Iron Man 3, I saw this in theaters with my friends. It was really fun. Yeah, the Mandarin twist, or whatever the hell he's called, that was dumb, but still fun. It's more comedy than anything, but fun nonetheless. Jack Reacher, this was also filmed here where I live. Really fun action movie. Jackie Brown, I think this is like a limited edition, like steelbook. It's really, there's a good shot of Pam Grier as Jackie Brown. You know, and then the inside there's, you know, pictures and Tarantino and all that. I do like the movie. It's a little bit long, and another one I would have done a little differently. It's not like in my top 2 or 3 favorite Tarantino movies, but I still think it's a good crime movie for what it is. Jaws, John Wick, and John Wick Chapter 2. I love both of these movies. They're very entertaining. John Wick Chapter 2 I thought was a really great sequel. I wasn't expecting much. But as a sequel, I mean, this is as damn good, I think, as you're going to get to the original one. But they're really great, and I can't wait for the third one. Joyride. Jurassic Park. Top 3 favorite movies of all time. Love it. Jurassic World, which I thought was okay. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I didn't see this in the theaters. I just got this for Black Friday this past, a few months ago, 2 months ago, or 1 month ago rather, excuse me. Not as good as Jurassic World, but there are parts of it I like. But still, it's not like incredible. I'd give it a C. I hate the thing with the clone and that girl at the end. That whole twist, and then when she lets the door open and everything, that was just fucking stupid. Justified, the complete first season. I'm up to season 3, but this is the only one I know own. Excuse me, but Timothy Olyphant, awesome. Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. I enjoy both parts. I think they're really great. You can't have one without the other. And these are that beautiful steelbook there. And then that's her in the wedding dress with the katana. That's awesome. King Kong. This is still the best King Kong movie in my opinion. It's so much better than Skull Island. This is Peter Jackson's one with Adrian Brody and Naomi Watts and Jack Black. It's very long, especially the extended version. It includes more monsters and attacks and things like that. But if you have the time, watch the extended because I think it is fun. But this is just epic on so many levels. This is what I wanted Kong Skull Island to be, but unfortunately it just fell short. But luckily, we still have that one. Kiss the Girls. Whoops. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Hilarious. Really funny. Kingsman: The Secret Service. Still have yet to see the Golden Circle. Night and Day. Knocked Up. L.A. Confidential. La La Land, one of my favorites from when this came out, 2016. And this is the Target exclusive. I love that cover. That was really cool. Came with the slipcover too, but I have them in a drawer over there. Larry Crown. A League of Their Own. Let Me In. Haven't seen the original. That's the American remake, but that one was really good. The Lincoln Lawyer. Logan. I've had this for like 2 years now, and I still haven't watched this. I got this for Black Friday, I think, and I still haven't watched this. I'm ashamed of myself too. The Lord of the Rings trilogy that comes with the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and Return of the King. All three are masterpieces. Love and Mercy. Love and Other Drugs. Mad Max Fury Road. Honestly, if it wasn't for Charlize Theron as Furiosa, I probably wouldn't have owned it or watched it, but man, she is badass in that. And I heard they're supposed to make a spin-off movie with her. I really hope they do. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., really great, underrated spy movie that takes place in the 50s, I think. Great cast, great action, great story. The Man in the Iron Mask. Okay, then we have Man of Steel. This is still my favorite Superman movie. There are some things that, I'm not a huge fan of in it, or I would have changed a little bit differently, but I still think it's a really great Superman movie. Matchstick Men. The Matrix. I think it's my favorite sci-fi movie of all time. I love that one. The Matrix Reloaded. It's different than the first one, but I still like it. Mean Girls. Meet the Parents. Memento. I think this is an out-of-print Blu-ray. Really crazy mindfuck of a movie, but I'm glad to own it, because if it is out of print, then, Midnight in Paris. Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. $1 Million Baby. This is my favorite Clint Eastwood movie, along with Mystic River, which is coming up. Honestly, I think it's just as good as Rocky. Of course, it's a female version, and there's not like a love story, so that's kind of where it differs with Rocky, but amazing performances. A Million Ways to Die in the West. Minority Report. Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible 3. This was the first one I saw in theaters. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. And Mission Impossible Fallout. This, I was saying, with Game Night is my favorite movie, along with Game Night. I still can't decide which ones, between Rogue Nation and Fallout. They're both like neck and neck, but somehow this series keeps getting better and better. I don't know how they're going to top it, but Fallout was like as good as you can get it. The Mist, one of my favorite horror movies. That's So damn good. The Money Pit. Monster with Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci. This is the movie that Charlize Theron won her Oscar for, playing the real life serial killer. But Christina Ricci is equally great. She keeps up with her. Monsters Inc., one of my favorite Pixar movies. Morning Glory. Love Rachel McAdams again. Mr. Brooks. Mud. Another one of my favorites, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. Hated Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. The new one was okay. Not bad, but still those two are my favorites. My Best Friend's Girl. This is the unrated edition. My Cousin Vinny. Mystic River. I was saying with Clint Eastwood. This one's more of like a dramatic murder mystery thriller movie. The Naked Gun trilogy. Leslie Nielsen's just so fucking funny. National Treasure and National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets. I like both of those. Nerve. The Negotiator. Love this. I have a movie poster up there. I think that one's overlooked. The Next 3 Days. This was also filmed here where I live. The Nice Guys. I love this movie. This movie didn't get a lot of appreciation, but yeah, really great. It's very similar to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but I think equally as good. Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, my favorite of the series. And this is probably my favorite Mondo Steelbook, the Nightcrawler, a Canadian Steelbook. It's just awesome. I love this movie. I have the full-blown movie poster, or the full-size movie poster, excuse me, of it. I really wish they'd make a sequel to this. This movie was amazing. And the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal didn't even get nominated for an Oscar is like a sin, because he was like out of this world in that movie. Okay, this next one I just noticed fell behind my shelf, so that's why it's kind of out of alphabetical order. But we have Misery. This is another one of my favorite movies. This with amazing performances. Really, really great movie. Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. No Country for Old Men. Nocturnal Animals, which is a really bizarre, dark, fucked up movie, but great performances by everyone. Non-Stop, really enjoyable movie. North by Northwest. Now You See Me, and Now You See Me Too. The Nutty Professor. Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Ocean's 13. I enjoy all those three. I did see Ocean's 8. I thought it was okay. Nothing like incredible, but I don't think it's anything I'm going to own anytime soon, but I did think it was okay overall. Olympus Has Fallen. This is basically just like Die Hard in the White House, but instead of Bruce Willis, it's Gerard Butler, but it's very entertaining. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest Steelbook, or not Steelbook, Digibook. Really great, and then you open it up and there's really nice artwork in it and everything. But yeah, I think Jack Nicholson did win an Oscar for that, and I think it won Best Picture. It's a really good movie if you haven't seen it. 1 Hour Photo, very dark, creepy movie. Robin Williams is like really freaking creepy. The Others, really good supernatural, like paranormal horror movie with Nicole Kidman giving a great performance, but very hard to hear. You have to turn your volume up like to 100 because they whisper throughout the whole movie. The Other Guys, really funny. Out of Time. Oz the Great and Powerful. I saw this in theaters, wasn't expecting like much at all, but was really impressed by this. And this looks unbelievable on Blu-ray. If you watch this like on a plasma TV or anything, I mean, it's up there with Avatar and Tron. I think it's like really eye-catching, especially when they go into Oz and all the colors come. It's like unbelievable. The Patriot. Patriot Games. Patriots Day. This is another one I've owned in my collection for a year or two. I got it on Black Friday. Still haven't watched it. Piranha. Very funny movie. Tons and tons of graphic gore and blood and tits and ass and lots of nudity and all that stuff. But it's a great popcorn type movie. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. We have Dead Man's Chest, and At World's End. I enjoy all three of those. I did see the new one. I thought that was okay. Haven't seen on Stranger Tides, I think it's called. Okay, then we have the Planet of the Apes movies. We have the original Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, which is one of my favorites, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, Battle for the Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Apes, Tim Burton one. There are parts of it I like. It's weird and it's different, but I enjoy it. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which is really great. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I think is better. I did see War for the Planet of the Apes. I didn't really care for it. I thought Dawn was like the peak of the series. Point Break, that's the original. The remake was sucked ass. Poseidon, Premium Rush, Premonition with Sandra Bullock, The Prestige. This is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie outside of the Dark Knight movies. I love magic, and I love, murder mysteries and things like that, and rivalries. This is a great movie. This is the thriller double feature of Presumed Innocent and Frantic, both with Harrison Ford. I like Presumed Innocent more. Frantic I just thought was okay, but Presumed Innocent was really good with a really good twist. And Pride and Glory. Okay, then we have Primal Fear, which I think was Edward Norton's first movie, and right out of the gate, just showing how incredible he is. Also a really good story, The Princess Bride. Prisoners, amazing movie. I can't believe Hugh Jackman didn't win an Oscar for this, because he's just like Jake Gyllenhaal was in Nightcrawler. He's completely unrecognizable and just great. Prometheus, I thought was okay if you look at it like as a sci-fi movie, but as an alien movie, I don't think it was anything to write home about. Still enjoyable. I don't think it's terrible, but it could have been a lot better. But Charlize Theron is in it, so that's a plus for me. The Proposal, Psycho, which is it's like the epitome of horror movies. Even though this cover looks like it's from the 80s, which it's a cool cover, it just looks like it's from the 80s instead of the 60s. But that's another top 10 favorite movies. Pulp Fiction, The Punisher with Thomas Jane, which I think is the best Punisher movie. Rambo, that's the newer one. Ransom, The Raven, Rear Window, Red Dragon, Red Eye. This is not a Blu-ray. A lot of people asked me in my last Blu-ray collection video, where'd you get Red Eye on Blu-ray? It's a shame that it's not on Blu-ray, but to keep some of my DVDs in here, I cut the insert of the DVD and then put the DVD disc in a Blu-ray case, so it looks like it's on Blu-ray, but it's actually a DVD disc. Yeah, this was directed by Wes Craven. Really great performances by Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy. I hope someday it's on Blu-ray, because it deserves to be. This is one of my favorite steelbooks and one of my favorite movies. The Reservoir Dogs Mondo Steelbook. Really awesome. Love that movie. Then we have the Resident Evil series. We have Resident Evil, which is my favorite out of them. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Actually, I can't remember. I think this one might be my favorite. I have to rewatch them. But I have seen, I think, all of them in theaters, except the new one. Resident Evil Extinction. I did see that in theaters. Resident Evil Afterlife. And Resident Evil Retribution, which I did find entertaining, even though it's not that great in hindsight. The Revenant, amazing movie. I have the movie poster right up there. Leo just was unbelievable, and so was Tom Hardy. So glad he finally won an Oscar. And the fact that that was all shot with natural light is unbelievable. Revolutionary Road. The Ring, one of my favorite horror movies. It's one of the ones that really creeped me out when I was a kid. I love that one. The second one, I haven't seen in a long time, and I haven't seen the new one, or Rings, I think it's called. Roadhouse, Road to Perdition, Rocky IV, which is my favorite Rocky movie. It's so much fun. It's cheesy. It's like the whole thing's a training montage and everything. But The Russian, Dolph Lundgren, I love him. What a great villain. Rockstar, that was also filmed here. Ronin, Run All Night, Runaway Jury, Rush, Safety Not Guaranteed, really good comedy with Aubrey Plaza. Saving Private Ryan, another one of my all-time favorites. Say Anything, Cameron Crowe, Scarface, awesome. It's long, but don't let that deter you from seeing it. Scent of a Woman, The Score. Then we have the Scream movies. We have Scream, Scream 2, and Scream 3. I do like all these. I know a lot of people hate Scream 3, but this is one of my favorite horror franchise. I love all of them. It's one of the series that I think all of them are great as they go along. So that's the trilogy. Okay, then to complete the series, we have Scream 4, which is I think it might be my favorite of the series. I love how like violent it is and how darker it is. I like all the characters. There's a lot of interesting characters in here, new and old. I think it was just a good one to end the series. I just really enjoy watching that one. Then we have the 20th anniversary collection of Schindler's List. See No Evil, Hear No Evil, which is so freaking funny. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Serendipity. 7. I think it's my favorite David Fincher movie. 7 Pounds. The Shallows. Shame, which is a really dark, like, really fucked up movie. That's one you just have to kind of watch to get what I'm saying. The Shawshank Redemption. She's Out of My League. Another movie that was filmed here. Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. I really enjoy both of those. I heard they're making the third one. I think they're filming it or about to. I think it's coming out in a year or two. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, just a really, really good series. The Shining, one of my favorite horror movies. Shutter Island, directed by Martin Scorsese. I actually hated this movie when I first saw it. It was only through repeat viewings that I really appreciated how good it was. Sicario, I really like this one. I haven't seen the sequel. Side Effects, Silence of the Lambs, Silver Linings Playbook. I love this movie. It's so well acted and written. Just a really good story. Sing Street. The Sixth Sense, another all-time favorite, childhood favorite Shyamalan movie. Sleepy Hollow, Snake Eyes, Snow White and the Huntsman, The Social Network, also David Fincher movie. Source Code, Space Jam, The Spectacular Now, another really good, like, realistic look at high school and romance and all that. Speed. Love Speed. And we have the Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy with Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. I do like all of them. I hated the third one when I saw it in theaters when I was a kid. It's grown on me a little bit. Really, I only watch it if I'm watching the whole series. But I still like all three of these, and I take these over the Andrew Garfield ones any day. Alright guys, next we have Spider-Man Homecoming, which I really enjoyed. I still like I think Tobey Maguire ones a lot, but I think as a solo Spider-Man movie, and then you got Iron Man, which is another, like I said, my favorite Marvel character. Spider-Man was my favorite growing up though, so seeing both of them in the same movie is really great. But I do like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Spotlight. Spy, which I just bought today. I saw this a few times and I always really enjoyed it, and I found it for really cheap at Best Buy today. And this includes the unrated version, so I'll have to check that out. Next we have the new Star Trek movies. This is the trilogy. This comes with Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. J.J. Abrams movies. I always wanted to watch these, and I didn't really know where to start, so I decided to start with his series, and I'm really glad it did, because it's like for old fans and for new fans. If you really like space adventures, and if you like Star Wars and you haven't seen Star Trek, check out this collection. I love the artwork in here. It's really great. And I love all three of these movies. They're so much fun. I rented them one day and I just watched them back to back because I was hooked. But yeah, this is a really good place to start if you haven't seen Star Trek. Then we have the Star Wars steelbooks. We have the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, that's an awesome cover. The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Yeah, those are in order. I thought those were out of order. And then we have The Force Awakens, Stardust, which is very overlooked, State of Play, Stonehurst Asylum, Stranger Than Fiction, The Sure Thing, Sweet Home Alabama, Sweet November, Take Me Home Tonight, Taken. Haven't seen Taken 2 or 3, but I don't think I need to. The Talented Mr. Ripley, The Terminal, very underrated Spielberg movie. The Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which I think is even better than the first one. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, at least I enjoyed it a few years ago when I saw it. I'll have to rewatch it. And same with this, Terminator Genesis. This is the Target exclusive steelbook. Awesome cover there, and then that shot of Emilia Clarke. That's also awesome. Yeah, they kind of butchered the storyline, but you know, it is what it is. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the Jessica Biel remake from 2003. Love that. It's a great remake. That Thing You Do. Thelma and Louise. 13 Ghosts. The Thing. Awesome. And This Is Where I Leave You. Okay, guys, we're a little out of order here because, you know, I found something on my top shelf that I forgot to show. So we're just a little bit out of order here. But this is Boardwalk Empire, the complete series. That's a great series. And then we have another great series, The Sopranos, the complete series. So love both of those, really good. So that kind of got out of order there. But anyway, let's continue on with the Blu-rays. Okay, we have This Means War, Titanic, which is one of my favorite movies, Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life, Tombstone, probably my favorite Western, Top Gun, The Town, Toy Story, Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 3. I am looking forward to the fourth one, but I think this trilogy, you know, it ended it perfectly. Toy Story's my favorite animated movie of all time. It's just perfect in every way. Training Day, Tron Legacy, which I think a lot of people hate, but I really enjoy it, and the graphics are phenomenal. Tropic Thunder, True Detective Season 1, Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson are amazing in this series. They're looking for a serial killer throughout the whole thing. It's great. And then this is True Detective Season 2. Not as good as the first series, but I think as its own, because each season is its own storyline. I think it's really good. And Colin Farrell is really great in this series, and so is Rachel McAdams. She's awesome. True Romance, Twister, Unbreakable. I am looking forward to Glass coming out in January. I saw Split. I wasn't a big fan of Split. Underworld, Underworld Evolution, Underworld Rise of the Lycans, Underworld Awakening, Awakening. Did see the new one, Blood Wars, didn't care for that one. The Untouchables, V for Vendetta, Vacancy. These are all going to fall. Van Helsing, Vertigo, Watchmen Director's Cut. I haven't watched the Director's Cut, but I did like it the first time I saw it. A Walk Among the Tombstones, Walk the Line, which is another one of my all-time favorite movies. I have the movie poster up there. The Way, Way Back, and We're the Millers. Okay, last shelf here. We have Wedding Crashers, The Wedding Singer, What If, When Harry Met Sally, Whiplash, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wild, Wild Hogs, love that movie, Witness, The Wizard of Oz, The Wolf on Wall Street, The Wolf of Wall Street, excuse me. Really funny. I love that movie. It's so entertaining. We have Wonder Woman. Didn't see it in theaters. I got this for Black Friday, and it's enjoyable. I think for a Wonder Woman movie, it was pretty good. For what they were trying to do, and you know, I think that's a hard character to put in an, you know, that type of movie, but it was awesome. And Gal Gadot, of course, she is Wonder Woman now. We have the X-Men movies. We have X-Men. This is the Metal Packs. X2, X-Men United. X-Men The Last Stand. X-Men First Class, which is a great like prequel, you know, with Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy as the younger versions. X-Men Days of Future Past, which I think is my favorite. X-Men Apocalypse. I thought it was okay when I saw it in theaters. I got to rewatch it, but it's nothing like the last two, the two before it. You're Next, Weekend at Bernie's, Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I enjoy that movie. It's really funny. Zookeeper and Zootopia, which was my favorite movie of 2016, I think when it came out. Whatever year it came out, I remember. I think I put this as my number one. I still love it too. It's perfect in every way. So that's it, guys. I think we just got through every single Blu-ray I own. I included the ones that I was missing, so I think that is everything. So if you stuck around and watched the video, I really hope you enjoyed it. Even if you had to watch the video in parts, I really hope you enjoyed it if you got to the end. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a DVD collection video. I don't have as many DVDs as Blu-rays, so it won't be as long. But for right now, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a good holiday, and have a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. See ya.